Okay, welcome everyone. It is Tuesday, the 28th of August, and it's great to be here on the team training with you. So we come together every Tuesday night to have this team training where we get to learn more about how we can share the amazing molecules of ASEA and get them out to a world who needs them. So just first up, I'll just go through a couple of announcements. So first one is we have a special training with Simon Chan tonight at 9 p.m. So Simon is a master at showing you how to build online and how to do it really fast. So David, do you want to add anything? Because you've been doing a lot of work with Simon lately. I know you've been really doing his 15 minutes daily DMO. So
yeah, I've found it absolutely amazing. And if you're not going to convention, I highly urge you to go to his one-day workshop that's coming up in Melbourne and also in the Gold Coast, because you actually go there, he teaches you, and then you go straight into work and you do what he just taught you. So you want to have all your people ready to call, to send messages, and you get in action. You don't think about it, you just do it. And I think certainly, I've spent too much time thinking about what the person may or may not want to do. He says, you're overthinking it, Dave, just do it. And that's what I'm doing. And it's awesome. I'm in his top 4. I've been in the top 10 in the last 3 weeks. And I got a massive amount of people on the go now. If I hadn't have done that and showed up at 7 a.m., it wouldn't happen. Anyway, get to the meeting.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, so definitely, if you've got a team, you can get to the Gold Coast or the Melbourne events, which I think are on the 8th and the 9th of September. I may have those. I think that's the right dates. Highly encourage you to get there, but definitely come along and listen to Simon's training as well tonight, because he will be giving us a bit of an insight into that. So we're really lucky he's offered to do a training just for our team. Also, we have the post-convention tour coming up. So we get to be home for just a very short time. And we have the Brisbane post-convention tour on the 15th of September, Melbourne on the 16th of September, and Sydney on the 22nd. So I'm going to type where you can get tickets for that in the search bar here. And in the chat box, and you can just go and get tickets for that. So I encourage you to get your tickets, get your guests registered. Sorry for those people in the UK. I don't know what Justin is going to be over there doing some events in October in the UK and in Europe. So I don't know that they have a post-convention tour over there. The Australian Diamonds are probably the most organised in the world. We have all of our events mapped out a year in advance. So, Melissa Cotter, who is in a different team to us, and myself do most of the work on presenting at that. There's quite a few diamonds at each event, Jane. Just get your people there. There's quite a few of us at each event. So I think Danny is doing the Discover ASEA at every event because we volunteered him to have a turn. So Danny Doyle, that will be. So, but there's different ones of us are presenting different sections at each event. So, because it's a lot of post-convention wrap-up, which I can't go into details now because I can't tell you anything about what we're going to be presenting about yet. So definitely recommend you get along to those. They will be super, super fantastic. We'll be putting the dates out of Justin's Europe tour with the venues once they get locked in. So he is doing an event in Amsterdam. And then he is also going to be going to Poland and doing an event there. And then he's doing, I think it's Birmingham and Manchester. Correct me if I'm wrong, UK people.
That's right. So it's the 21st in Amsterdam, 22nd, 23rd in Warsaw, Poland, 24th Manchester, 25th Birmingham, I think. Yeah, Manchester 24th. That's what Pam says. Great.
Yeah. Birmingham.
Thanks, Pam.
I think you fly home on the 25th. Anyway, you guys will get that all sorted out, I'm sure. So that is really cool. So what I'm going to talk to you about tonight is I'm going to give you a little bit of a preview of what we have coming for the team. So there's some really incredible things coming out of the ASEA convention, which I know is going to be, super exciting. You're all going to love it. And we have some really exciting things that I have been working on. It seems like forever. I've been working on this probably for about a year, and it's all just coming together. It's been a really, really big project. So I wanted to share a little bit with you about that. A lot of the executives have been given a little bit of insight to it. Very grateful that myself and Justin have been working this, and also Sally and Janine, the other diamonds in our team, have put a lot of time into this as well. It'll be the same Zoom number, Janice, for Simon Chan. Same Zoom, this one. So we put a lot of effort and a lot of time and energy into this. We actually meet every week on a Friday and we go through things, and we, Larry McFarlane, the wonderful Larry, who owns the ASEA Business Coach of Jixity, he's like, people always ask him, what are Justin and Nicole doing? And he's like, they have meetings and they actually make their other diamonds do work as well. So like everyone, if you get to be a diamond, you get to come to these things, and like we all have like things that we have to follow up and do, because this has been a really big project. So I'm just going to share my screen. I did have a chance to put a few slides together. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of context around this and hopefully get you a bit excited. And, sometimes change can be quite scary for people, but sort of get you excited about this change. It is a pretty significant change. I think it's going to be fantastic and really, really positive. Of how we're doing things, but it's really going to allow you a lot more leverage and a lot more clarity to grow your business faster, because you're all on this call because you want to have and see a business, right? So I wanted to give you a bit of an update of what we have already got in place as part of this big project. So we already have we've put a lot of energy into associate and customer education. So we have automated product education campaign in place. So as long as when you enroll someone, they check that they want to receive communications from their upline, they will receive this information, and it triggers as soon as the data is sent to ASEA Business Coach, which is every few hours, and they get a welcome email, and it actually comes from their upline diamond. So depending where you sit in our overall team, it could come from myself and Justin, it could come from Janine, or it could come from Sally. So it'll be personalized to associates. If it's going to a preferred customer, it will come from their sponsor. So Nancy, if you've put in a preferred customer, the emails will come out as if you have written it to them. It'll be signed with your name. So this is really all about educating people to get their most out of their products, telling them how to use them, giving them usage guides, telling them all the incredible different things that they can use Renew 28 for. So this will be updated post the convention. Obviously, we have new products coming out, so we'll be tweaking this, and we're also going to engage our professional copywriter to just give them all a bit of a lift, because I actually wrote all of these myself. We also have, starting in September, a customer care and retention campaign. So basically, people that they're on auto ship as either as a customer or an associate, they might not be building a business, but we still want them to get the most out of their products. So we'll be sending them out a monthly email 5 days before their auto ship is scheduled, and educating them on benefits of the products, testimonials people are having, new products that might have been launched. Like we might say, hey, this is like ASEA's great new source product, and this is what it's been doing for people. And we'll have that on a rolling, ongoing basis, and they'll start like everyone will get the same one, the first, and they'll be on auto ship, and their third month of auto ship, these will start, because before that they're getting all of these product education campaigns, which have about a 2-month run, starting weekly and then moving to fortnightly. So there's a few emails in that schedule. So this customer care and retention will only go to associates and preferred customers that are on auto ship. No one else will get it. In October, we plan to launch an associate and customer re-engagement campaign. So maybe people are not on auto ship anymore. So monthly emails telling about new products, experiences people have had with the products, the loyalty rewards program, like why it's important to get your orders on auto ship. So that's kind of where we're going with our associate and customer education. Some of that's in place. If you want to see those campaigns, if you log into the ASEA Business Coach Genie and go to your settings, and under your settings there's a campaigns tab, and you can actually send them to yourself. I would send them as they come, not like all at once, or you'll get like 12 emails in your inbox, because some of these campaigns go over a few months. So they are staggered to the person getting them, but you might not want to get them all at once. But that's where you can see where they are, but knowing that they will be updated post-convention. So we are also going to be enhancing the product experience. Now, I'm not going to say too much about this, but this is something that we suggested to Larry that we really wanted to see happen. And it's going to automate how people are able to track their results and store it online so that when they go back to do like the day 7, day 30, day 60, that it's like actually got their previous ones in there. So more on that post-convention, but that is what's coming. It's going to really allow people to get a really good grip on what is happening with their product experience. We have customized a little bit for our team, and we have made it generic so that people can use this process whether they are coming in to use ASEA's products with just the Redox supplement, coming in with just Renew 28, or of course they could be just coming in with ASEA's new products, which you'll learn more about. So, but whatever, we want them to be tracking what it's doing for their health. So that's a little bit on that, and you'll hear more of that after it's announced. So as we've gone through, I've spent a lot of time in the last year, and maybe a little bit longer actually, researching what can help us. Like I want all of you to be successful. Justin and I are really passionate about providing the most easy way that all of you can be successful. And there's a lot of, we look sometimes, we're like, why are people just not getting where they want to go? So I started to do a lot of research on other leaders. I know a lot of other leaders that are multiple 6- and 7-figure earners in the network marketing industry. So I've spent time talking to them. I've been to their training events for their companies. I've been to training events for other companies. I have looked at so much material online of what is good, what's working, what's getting teams in to momentum. And it really came across some things that people are having. People are having a real lack of a clarity. New associates are like, I don't know what video to send to people. I'm like, oh my gosh, this kills me, right? It's like people aren't doing anything because they don't know what video to send, which is just not a good problem. And they're like, what should I send to this person who has this challenge? And I'm like, we have to get away from this, because a new person cannot come in and know on their first day or their first week when they're super excited all these videos. And if they're spending all of their time watching all these videos, guess what? They're not talking to people. They're not getting the molecules to people. So that was a big challenge we identified. There's also not a unified message and approach. Some people are like, I like sending this 3-minute video of Dr. Samuelson. I like sending this 1-hour webinar. If you're sending a 1-hour webinar to people, that is a big problem just in itself. Just saying, because busy people, don't have time to watch an hour webinar. So that it's not unified, and we can only have true momentum happen when everyone is onboarding new people in the same way. And this is a problem across ASEA that we see, people listen to training calls and everyone's saying a different thing, different way to build a list, different way to do this. And it's there needs to be unification so that anyone new coming in is like, this is what we do, because it just simplifies things. So, at the moment there's following too many different ways of doing things, too much complexity. People are always like, did you watch this latest webinar? Or did you see this person on Facebook Live? I'm like, how do you have time to spend hours a week watching these webinars? And yes, Redox is super fascinating, right? It's so interesting, but people are telling me they want to build a business and they're not achieving what they want to achieve. They've told me they have these goals that they want to be able to do this. They want to spread the molecules. They want to create this abundance. And then they're watching all of these webinars every week by all these different people about ASEA and Redox. And it's not getting the molecules to people who need them. And you don't need to know all that stuff. I didn't even know that ASEA was Redox when I started drinking it. I just knew that someone told me it would be good for me, right? So it's getting things much more simple. It's yes, we have the science. We can direct people there if we want it, but you don't need to know all of that to get started. I certainly didn't know all of that. So what I've seen with people who have been really successful is everything is super simple, right? And people I know that have been crazy successful, a lot of stuff is automated as well. So that's what we're going to do, is we're going to make everything as simple as possible. So we are starting, we had this big thing to do, because simplification is simplifying how you initially introduce people to ASEA. It's simplifying how you bring new people on board. It's simplifying how you train people to be leaders. It's simplifying the whole process. So we had to start somewhere. So what we started with was the prospect funnel. So this is how you're introducing new people to ASEA, and this question of like, what should I send people? So what this is going to do is you're not going to have that question anymore. So who likes the idea of that? Not having that question anymore. I love it. So it's going to be launching late September, early October, and the timing, we're aiming for September. It just depends. There's a lot of IT stuff to go behind this to make it work, and all automatically link to each and every one of your virtual office, so that people can actually enroll themselves without you talking to them. If they want to, of course they can talk to you too. So basically it's going to send the same information to everybody. So you start them with a very simple page, which we've called our peak interest page. It has a 3-minute video and some copy on there. And then from there, your person tells you what they want to know more about. Do they want to know more about the product? Do they want to know more about the opportunity? They tell you. You're not assuming anything about them. You're not like really delving too much. You can just be simply, and I know David does this a ton on the daily DMO, right, David? Like you're just asking them a simple question. If you're interested in this, would you take a look at it? So this is what you'd send them to take a look at. It's going to have an 80% automated follow-up system. So that means that when people click on these things, they're going to receive follow-up emails with some more information. It's going to notify you as the associate who is introducing this person, what they've clicked on, what they're interested in. It's going to text you and let you know that you need to call them and something like that. And we will... I don't know if this will be done on the first day of launch, but we will actually be putting links to simple scripts in there that what you can say when you follow up with them as well. So it's automating it as much as possible and letting you know when you need to reach out to people. So that's like super exciting for us to be having that coming. So then the next part is simplifying the getting started process for when a new associate comes on board. So did anyone here feel a little overwhelmed when they first decided to build an ASEA business of where to start? Did anyone feel overwhelmed? Just type yes in the chat box if you did, because I can't see everyone on the screen. Yeah, so, you know, if you felt a little overwhelmed, so, there's people, yes, people are saying they felt overwhelmed. So yes, so this is going to simplify this. We're going to have a very simplified getting started training. So we've simplified into around a 25-minute training now, but we're going to be able to simplify this even further, telling people that what they need to do is basically use this new prospect funnel. We're going to create a really simplified daily DMO, or your daily method of operation, or your income producing activities, whatever you want to call it. 30 minutes or less. David is doing this right now with Simon Chan, 15 minutes or less. Busy people can fit this in and they can start their business before they maybe have more time than that to allocate it. They can like squeeze that into an already super full life. And then maybe, you know, in a month or two, they might decide they want to make more room for ASEA. And that's fantastic. They might want to engage in some of the more in-depth trainings and things like that. Like a lot of people are doing residual income training, stuff like that. But it's like at the start, it's like, what can we do that they can squeeze in to, you know, their lunch hour, or while they're having a cup of coffee, or, you know, or something like that. Maybe while they're waiting for their kids to pick them up from ballet practice or soccer practice in the car. A lot of mums have that. They can do this on their phone. They don't have to be, you know, investing all of this time. So that will be the second thing, and we'll be aiming to launch that in October. So that very simplified with like a very streamlined daily DMO. And then the third part of this simplification will be rank-based training. And this will be a staged launch starting in the fourth quarter. This is quite a big project. It might sound really simple, but it's actually quite big. So as you move up through the ranks in ASEA, you need to expand your skills, right? You need to grow more skills. you need to develop more things that you need to be able to do. And this rank-based training will do that. So of course, we're going to focus on Director 300, Director 700 first, some new things those people need to know. And then we'll be starting to introduce planners for the different executive ranks. So like a bronze planner, showing you a map of how to get there, what numbers that you need to have. So, you know, we'll make sure these are all look good and are designed nicely and everything like that. And they'll all be delivered through Genie, and they'll be automated so that when you reach that rank, that Genie will send you this information and say, hey, you need to have a look at this. So that's really where we're simplifying it. Of all of this is going to be delivered through the ASEA Business Coach. It is not possible for us to deliver something like this that's this sophisticated outside a platform like Genie, because we need that sophistication. We need everything tied to you as individuals and your individual ASEA IDs, and when the enrollment happens to your back office. So this will be available. People will be able to do 10 prospects only. If on the free version of ASEA Business Coach, and then it will be, depending on what you are, it's $25 a month for us here in Australia, and you know, in different currencies around the world. But that's so cost effective for what it's going to do. So it's really, really great, because this like literally has cost a lot of money that Justin and I have invested personally to put this together, in terms of the expertise, copywriters, video editors, website designers that we've had to put on board. And then Larry has to do a lot of work to make it work from the Genie side of things as well. So that's the next. We're just about ready to hand that over in the next couple of weeks to him, which is super exciting. So just a little bit of what is possible through this. So like the real power of duplication. I was like watching a video, and I really loved this diagram out of it. So I thought I would just snap it out and like take a screenshot of it and share it with you, because this really captures what we are trying to do by automating this process. So, you know, the traditional thing is people say 2 a day brings freedom your way, right? Who's heard that in network marketing? Type a number 1 in the chat if you've heard that in network marketing. So, you know, that's something that you hear a lot, right? You hear it all of the time. But people are doing 2 a day and they're not following them up properly. So there's also these statistics in sales, right? I used to have them on this board, right? Yeah, so here I do have them. So 80% of sales are made on the 5th to the 12th contact. And what they're saying now, or exposure, and what they're saying now, that's going to take between 20 and 30 exposures to have someone to buy something. Now it's actually getting more exposures. So by having an automated a thing that has 80% automation of your follow-up, this is what's possible. So you're putting 2 people into the funnel every day, right? And you're doing that 5 days a week. That means you're putting, they're getting 500 exposures if you're not following them up properly, which most people, they don't follow up properly, right? I know even Justin, and he's, you know, an Ambassador Diamond, he would say that that's kind of his weakness is follow-up. And he'd probably get on and say it himself, but I can hear that he's putting Joy to bed. But so,
yes, it is my weakness, but I got an enrollment today.
He did. He's been doing some follow-up, right? He did a little bit of Simon Chan's daily DMO, and he actually got some enrollments from that, right, Justin?
And I got an enrollment, fancy that.
From following someone up. So what we're doing... Mind
you, I just got a new one that I've been following up for 2 years.
That's true, yeah.
A really good one.
Sometimes it takes a long time. So what we're doing by this automation, right? So when people come into this funnel, and if you've got their email address in there, and we are going to ask them to leave it if you don't have it in there, and that will go into your contact list in Genie. That doesn't come to us, goes into your contact list, is we'll automate these emails. And so say we're going to put an email campaign in for these people that you're putting into the system, and they're going to get 14 average emails a year. So instead of those 2 people a day, 5 days a week, 500 exposures, those people are going to have 7,000 touch points through this automation. Okay. And then if you're adding them to Renew with Redox, they're getting more touch points through Renew with Redox. If they're checking their Facebook notifications, they're getting more touch points. So, you know, imagine and you can obviously do different numbers of this. So if you've got a team of 5, so you've got 5 people in your team that are also bringing bringing 2 people into the top of this funnel every day, then over 50 weeks, like of just doing that, it's 2,500 exposures. With the automation, it's 35,000 touch points. So do you think maybe you're going to get a few of those people joining your ASEA business because they're getting these touch points, a few of those 2,500 that have gone into the funnel, getting these touch points, getting these reminders? You're also going to be getting texts of when they've clicked on things to say, hey, maybe you should actually send them a Facebook message or call them or whatever it is, however you communicate with them. So option 3, a team of 1,000, which is, Justin and I have a lot more people than that in our team. If they're doing this, that's 7 million exposures. So do you think that can make a huge difference to the results that you're able to get with ASEA? So that's really what this is all about, is making it so you get more results. Do you have anything to add, Justin?
Look, I just think there's a powerhouse of a training tonight, honey. You've just really narrowed down in all of the really key aspects of what we do and where we can see people go wrong. So yeah, this is going to be enormous, guys. I just encourage you to get on board, just do it. You may have resistance to, the video doesn't say exactly what you want it to say. Let's just give this a try, okay? Because we have spent a lot of money, a lot of time investing that the people that have had enormous results, this is what they're doing.
Yeah.
All right. So let's just give it a go. And I am super excited. It's going to make my life so much easier, the automation. It is the best thing ever. I think you guys can blow this out of the water through a much simpler process than what we ever did.
And I've spent a lot of my time going to conferences and things on the weekend and watching stuff to come up with what I really think is the best. And I don't think I've seen anything else in the industry that's this sophisticated, like the level of sophistication we've been able to build in because of the Genie platform, right? Because
I think that's a key thing, Nikki, that people don't understand. We've taken the best of the best out of the industry and we've got Genie plugged into the back office of ASEA. Other people don't have that. When they've got automation or semi-automated platforms, they don't have access to the corporation's data. We have got both. This is mind-blowing. This is literally the most cutting-edge automation system of the industry we've seen.
So I'm just going to take you through one little example. Don't worry if this page looks really scary because you don't even need to understand this page, okay? You honestly do not ever, ever, ever need to understand this page. But I'm going to take you through just to give you an idea of what can happen here, okay? So this is going to be the page that we send everyone to start with, and it's going to look really good. I don't even want to show you the mock-up of it. I want to wait till it's looking really good because we've only got a mock-up at the moment, so it's with the web designer right now. So it's got some copy on there and it's got a 3-minute video, okay? As soon as someone goes to this page, they will be sent an email saying, hey, thanks for visiting my page. Something like the emails are being written now. Attached to that email will be a 40-page booklet with testimonials, product experiences. Be like, great to see you visit, and we'll sign off your name, with from Nancy, if this is Nancy's prospect. So it'll look as if Nancy has sent her this email when Nancy hasn't done anything except for put them into Genie and send them to this landing page. Okay, so then when they're on this landing page, they have these triangle buttons are choices that they have, okay? So they're going to say, wow, I'm keen as I want to buy some product right now. I want to purchase product right now. So if they click on that button, Genie is going to send you a text saying, hey, Nancy, Fred that you just put in is ready to get started and purchase some product. Maybe you'd like to reach out to him. So, and then what will happen is Fred is going to go here to this get started product page. It's going to give him some information on how to enroll, what we recommend to enroll, what products we recommend, and then he'll click yep, and then it'll go straight to your associate enrollment page, not your Team ASEA website, the page where they pick their country and their language. It goes straight there, bypasses the Team ASEA website altogether. If they enroll, they just go straight into our welcome email and text series that's already all set up. You'll get another text when they land on this getting started page, text the sponsor that as per the setups already in place, if they enroll. If they get to this page and they abandon cart, like they don't follow through with the enrollment, you're going to get another text to tell them, hey, Nancy, Fred, he didn't finish his enrollment. Maybe you just want to call him and see what problems he had. So you can say, hey, Fred, I see that you tried to get some products. Did you get stuck on something? So you know exactly what to say. And this is where we'll, I don't know if we'll have this when we first launch it, but we'll actually put some like little scripts and stuff together for you guys as well for that. So say they get on this landing page and they want to get more information on the product. It takes them to a page with more information about the product results, before and after photos. And then they can actually choose further if they want more information on areas that people in a SEA are often more interested about: health and wellness, beauty, athletic performance, redox science. Any of these, it's going to text you. It's going to tell you what they're interested in. It's going to send an email as well to them saying, like, here's some more information on athletics. Here's athletic studies. Here's some information on the science. Whatever it is, it's going to automate all of that process. If they really want more information, they can book a call with you, and it will text you to let you know that they want to book a phone call with you, and we'll have some guidance for you to how to deal with that. If they do go into wanting more information on the business, they'll get sent to a page which specifically on the business opportunity. It's going to text you and your upline gold if someone is interested in the business, because if you're new, you're probably going to need some help to have that conversation with them around the business, because you're probably not sure how to do it yet. So that's what's going to happen. That's the only difference with the texting is the business opportunity one. It will go to the upline gold, so they can call you as the associate and help you with that person and maybe get them tapped into what they need to be tapped into. So that's just a little bit of an overview. I won't go into too much detail. Don't worry if the diagram looks scary, as I said, because you don't need, it's all that, you're not going to see any of that. Like, that's all going to be in the background. The reason that this diagram is there is so that Larry and his team know what buttons need to trigger emails and texts and all of that. So this is really put together so for he and his team to make sure that this is all implemented correctly. So, but it does provide a bit of an overview. Maybe some of you have background. David probably has background in looking at things like this, being in IT. So yeah, anyway, that's taken up my 30 minutes. So does anyone have a quick comment?
Nicole, we've all got to unmute and give you guys such applause. This is mighty.
Thank you. Thank you, Margot. So yeah, it's going to be pretty awesome. It's going to really make things easier. So does anyone have any comments or questions? Anything they want to ask? No?
My only concern, Nicole, and we can discuss it when we're together next week, is the fact the UK sign-up's different to everybody else in the world.
Yes, we can actually put a page if like that person is associated to the UK. We can do a different getting started page for the people in the UK.
Yeah. I mean, most of my people are not in the UK, so it's actually quite, I do more people outside the UK than I do in the UK. But
yeah, no, we can definitely,
it's a big problem.
We can definitely do that for the UK. I think it's the only market that has a really weird. You know, the other markets are all pretty easy. Like, don't worry about the other markets.
Yeah, no, I think it's just us.
It's just the UK that's weird. Yeah. Everything else can really be made fairly generic in terms of.
Yeah, no, it's just that one link as they sign up. That's the the snag.
Yeah, we might have to do like, so. What we can do is if someone is like, when you put them in that it identifies that they're in the UK, we can actually just have a different. Getting started page, products and business for the UK. That's easy. So the other really important thing about this and about people getting on board and really, understanding the potential of this is we've really streamlined all the videos. So there's only like 7 videos. You know how when you go to the library now, there's like a gazillion videos that you could send a prospect. So we've streamlined it down to less videos, but they go with copy. like there's actual words that explain what they mean. And like some people like to read. I prefer to read than watch videos because it's faster, and I hate taking too long to do anything. Like that's just my personality. I like to do everything at high speed. I know Sally Diamond is exactly the same. So by doing this and by streamlining everything, we are much better set up for internationalization. So we have teams growing in Asia at the moment, and also in the Philippines, Singapore, in Poland, and they can't read any of this stuff that's in English. By streamlining what we have for people in terms of this prospect funnel, it's very easy for us to get that translated and to then roll it out into other countries. So we've actually got someone to put this into French already. Like we have some people in France, so it's already being translated into French. It's already parts of it videos are being translated into other languages right now. And there's no way we can do that to the entire Genie library, because like literally it would cost so much money. We would go broke to doing it because translation's super expensive. So yeah, it's still a big effort, Justin's saying, but it's much more manageable to translate this. And that's why we'll also streamline the training process, make everything much shorter and more defined in terms of the training, because then that can easily be translated too, which is, like there are some very exciting new markets opening up with ASEA. Singapore and English is their national language, and yet a lot of them prefer to read Chinese. So, there's these kind of things that go on. All right, so that's it. We're a little bit over time. So if no one has a final question or comments, I will finish off the call. Does anyone have anything else to say? No? All good. Fantastic. All right. Well, I hope that was useful. It's a little bit of an insight into what's coming, and we're really excited to get it launched to you. I know you've heard like rumors about this, so yes, hopefully I'm still hoping for September. If not, it'll be early October that it will be done, just depending on IT. I know sometimes IT can go a little crazy, so sometimes you can't absolutely promise a deadline when there's like IT involved, because sometimes it can take a little longer than what you'd like it to get it right. And obviously with the complexity of this, we need it to be correct. All right, so I will unmute everyone so we can say good night. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much.
We'll be back here.
Awesome.
Back here at 8 o'clock. Justin is interviewing me because I've never been interviewed before. So
yeah, special guest.
So you can hear my story if you haven't heard it before in full detail. I know a lot of you that have been around for a while have, but some of the newer people probably haven't heard my story. So yeah, we'll be back at 8.
Are we going in depth with detox and the whole bit, honey?
Oh no, I don't know that we want to go into those details. I'm a freak. And don't forget to come back at 9 o'clock for the amazing Simon Chan, because some of the stuff he's talking about is really going to be what we're going to focus our initial getting started training on, because it's so fast. It's like so time efficient. It's awesome.
Thank you, Nicole.
Thanks, everybody.
Good night, all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Bye.
Awesome work.
Thank you.